Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our forum on a mission for greener Cameron Highland. Thank you to my respected panels and audience for joining us in this forum today. My name is Luqman bin Arshad, student University Sultan Zainal Abidin as your moderator.
I am Siti Fatima Azhara binti Yusuf as your moderator today. First of all, I would like to thank to all of our audience in front of me. Thank you very much for attending our forum. Our issue for today is on a mission for greener Cameron. So let me introduce our panel first. Our first panel is Dr. Nurjana binti Ahmad, the representative of WWF Malaysia. How are you, Doctor?
Fine, thank you.
For your information, Dr. Nurjana recently came back from attending an event of Greener Our Environment at PWTC Kuala Lumpur.
Okay, Assalamualaikum, and thank you to the chairperson for giving me the opportunity to come to this forum today. And as a representative of WWF Malaysians, I will do my very best to answer all the questions. Thank you.
Okay, we go to our second panel, Ms. Suhaila binti Razali from Deputy of Environmental Department. So how are you, Ms?
Thank you. My name, Assalamualaikum to the panel and moderators. My name is Suhaila binti Razali. I'm from Deputy Environmental Department. Thank you.
And beside me, Miss Jatu Sufia as tourist, and next to her, Miss Nur Ain as a Minister of Infrastructure and Development. So before we start our forum, I would like to tell all of you about Cameron Highland. Cameron Highland is Malaysia's most extensive hill station. Cameron Highlands, it occupies an area of 712 square kilometer. To the north, its boundary touch that of Kelantan, and to the west, it shares part of its border with Perak.
In addition, the interesting fact is the Highlands are named after William Cameron, a British expedition leader. He discovered the location during an expedition in 1885. Because of the perfect climate, it was very suitable for cultivating tea, and the Highlands are quite popular among tourists. Besides the tea plantation, there are also the following attractions. For example, strawberry farm, rose garden, cactus valley, and vegetable garden. But nowadays, Cameron has changed a lot. The average temperature in the area has risen few degrees in the past decade. So for further detail about this topic, I would like to seek an information from our first panel, Dr. Nurjana. So Doctor, as an NGO's representative, can NGOs contribute to help the environment under protection?
Thank you to the chairperson. And then my answer is yes. It is our duty to make sure that the environment is safe and protected. As we can see nowadays, there's many problems that came from the environment, such as pollution, climate change, environmental degradation, and many more. For now, we had our focus on Cameron Highland, where the NGOs working hard to complete the mission on a greener Cameron. And despite various efforts that have been done in order to rehabilitate the environment of Cameron, the environment degradation still continues. But we will make sure we could get back our Cameron.
Thank you, Miss Jana. And my second question, as we know, the necessity of environmental awareness is more demanding. So what effort the NGO has been done to bring up the awareness among people?
Thank you. NGOs have been taking a number of steps to promote discussion and debate about environmental issues outside the broad spheres of popular media and the educational system. about the interests of both the poor and the ecosystem as a whole. And we can make the contribution such as conducting education and citizen awareness program in the field of environment, and also working out at the grassroots level and reaching far-flung areas with or without the government invitation. Okay, that's my answer.
Thank you to Ms. Jannah as representative of WWF Malaysia for your speech right now. And now, I would like to ask our second panel, Ms. Suhaila, Deputy of Environmental Department. So, based on your experience, what is the biggest problem in the Cameron Highlands?
Thank you. The biggest problem in the Cameron Highlands is the uncontrolled clearing of forests, even in the water catchment area. The effect has been most direct on the flora and fauna. We used to see plants that we now can't find. We see lowland birds are migrating up here, and the highland birds are moving out. Land is being cleared at an unprecedented rate in the highlands. In fact, the average of temperature in the area has risen 2 degrees Celsius in the past decade. The land are used for many things, such as road construction, hotel construction, housing, illegal farming openings, tea companies, construction of new dams. Thank you.
So my second question for Ms. Suhaila Devi Razali, how nature disaster can affect our life?
Okay. Thank you for this question. As we can see, there is no escape for development. Okay. Caroline Russell, who now runs Hope and is the founder's granddaughter, think there needs to be a better balance between development and environment. Okay. She says that Cameron Highland is an important agriculture center, which vegetables, flowers, and teas. But tourism is also very fundamental. Okay, for years, there was always one road into the Cameron Highlands. Then, in 2004, a new road was completed, opening up the Northern Highlands to Malaysia's main highway and bringing in more motorists and tourists. Road has fallen down, hillsides and homes have been flattened. In the worst incident, in 2011, 7 indigenous people were killed when their homes were buried by mud.
Thank you to Ms. Suhaila. So we go to our third panel, Datuk Noain binti Abdul Ghani. My question is, normally what causes these issues getting worse?
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. As we know nowadays, one of the famous destinations, Cameron Highlands, is facing a serious problem that brings a ton of impact to our economy. Residents of Cameron and also tourists of industry. Causes that bringing this issue getting worse is the illegal and clearing continuously occurs, and it's not only the landslide and appearance of the highlands, but also causing the water pollution, soil erosion, and increasing of temperature. A lot of tourists from overseas and also local mentions that the temperature and beautiful scene of Cameron are getting worse year by year. Besides, it's also caused by the mud flood, and among the important things that cause mud flood events are when exposed areas, abundant rainfall, surface water runoff, and also surface soil erosion. That's all.
Thank you to Miss Ain. I'm glad to hear your opinion. So, as Minister of Development and Infrastructure, what's role or government's planning to make sure that Cameron Highland in good condition like before?
As you know, the Cameron Highland Reforestation Program is being actively implemented through replanting trees in illegal farm areas that have been cleared through ops guarding, which began on December 4 last year. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Datuk Seri Dr. Shahidan Kasim, said up to this time, about 6,000 trees were replanted in 526 hectares of permanent forest reserve that were illegally encroached on the reserve. As well as the Cameron Highlands Reforestation Program under the Peninsula Malaysian Forestry Department, the government has also implemented flood mitigation plans under the Department of Irrigation and Drainage (BID) from January 20 and is now in full swing. Other measures include reviewing local Cameron Highland local plans by government agencies by undertaking remedial action.
Thank you, Datuk. And now, our last panel, Miss Jatu, as tourist. So, can you tell us what is the best and interest about Cameron Highlands?
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. First of all, thank you for inviting me.
Yes.
For me, by using all the experience I had in Cameron Highland, and I think most of the tourists that came to Cameron Highland as a visitor also feel that there are lots of attraction there. Cameron Highland was popular in its cool weather, the serenity, and also have a beautiful countryside scenery. And it is a great escape from bustling Kuala Lumpur city. Other than that, Cameron Highland has amazing flora and fauna, and there are lots of interesting, it's a pretty much inexpensive place to visit. Other than amazing the weather, you can enjoy the charismatic natural surrounding and the fresh organic vegetables.
Thank you to Ms. Diarto for a great explanation. So my second question is, what is the best way to protect Cameron Highlands environment?
In my opinion, as we all know that Cameron Highland nowadays is a lot different than before, probably much more commercialized now, which explains the construction and pollution. So I think the best way to protect Cameron Highland is by improving the enforcement to the residents there on using the land or taking coherent actions for illegal activities. The government also can handle programs like planting trees to prevent those natural disasters such as landslide that just happened lately in Cameron Highland.
Okay, my last question. I would like to ask Dr. Nurjana. So, what's your opinion or suggestion for Cameron Highland for the future?
Okay, thank you. And for the future, we will do our best to organize more events and campaigns under our authority for our Cameron. As I want to tell all of you, recently the WWF Malaysia had been working together with the Regional Environment Awareness of Cameron, as known as REACH. We'll be working together in a 3-year project for a greener Cameron, and we will make sure to achieve the objective of the project in the area.
So thank you, Doctor. May I know how about the cost of expenditure for the launch of the Phase 2 Oaks Garden?
Phase 2 of Oaks Garden, a 2.2 billion operation to save Cameron Highlands, which has suffered serious land erosion and flooding in 2016. And today, the second phase of the operation to combat illegal activities would focus on the aspect of rehabilitation and conservation of environment in the district which has suffered serious land erosion and flooding. That's all.
On panel for your speech in this forum today. And now, we know the environment is a part of our life. We should realize our mistake and concern about them environment in order to keep it clean, safe, and secure for the healthy life. And with that, I thank you.
Dear future generations, I think I speak for the rest of us when I say, sorry. Sorry we left you with our mess of a planet. Sorry that we were too caught up in our own doings to do something. Sorry we listened to people who made excuses to do nothing. I hope you forgive us. We just didn't realize how special the earth was. Like a marriage gone wrong, we didn't know what we had until it was gone. For example, I'm guessing you probably know it as the Amazon desert, right? Well, believe it or not, it was once called the Amazon rainforest, and there were billions of trees there, all of them gorgeous. And oh, you don't know much about trees, do you? Well, let me tell you, trees are amazing. I mean, we literally breathe the air they are creating. They clean up our pollution, our carbon. They store and purify water, give us medicine that cures our diseases, food that feeds us, which is why I'm so sorry to tell you that we burn them down. Cut them down with brutal machines, horrific, at a rate of 40 football fields every minute. That's 50% of all the trees in the world gone in the last 100 years. Why? For this. And that wouldn't make me so sad if it weren't so many pictures of leaves on it. You know, when I was a child, I read how the Native Americans had such consideration for the planet that they felt responsible for how they left the land for the next 7 generations. Which brings me great sorrow, because most of us today don't even care about tomorrow. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we put profit above people, greed above need, the rule of gold above the golden rule. I'm sorry we use nature as a credit card with no spending limit, overdrafting animals to extinction, stealing your chance to ever see their uniqueness or become friends with them. Sorry we poison the ocean so much that you can't even swim in them. But most of all, I'm sorry about our mindset, 'cause we had the nerve to call this destruction progress. Hey Fox News, if you don't think climate change is a threat, I dare you to interview the thousands of homeless people in Bangladesh. See, while you were in your penthouse nestled, their homes were literally washed away beneath their feet due to rising sea levels. And Sarah Palin, you said that you love the smell of fossil fuels. Well, I urge you to talk to the kids of Beijing who are forced to wear pollution masks just to go to school. See, you can ignore this, but the thing about truth is, it can be denied, not avoided. So I'm sorry, future generations. I'm sorry that our footprint became a sinkhole and not a garden. I'm sorry that we paid so much attention to ISIS and very little to how fast the ice is melting in the Arctic. I'm sorry we doomed you, and I'm sorry we couldn't find another planet in time to move to. You know what? Cut the beat. I'm not sorry. This future, I do not accept it, because an error does not become a mistake until you refuse to correct it. We can redirect this. How? Let me suggest that if a farmer sees a tree that is unhealthy, they don't look at the branches to diagnose it, they look at the root. So like that farmer, we must look at the root, and not to the branches of government, not to the politicians run by corporations. We are the root, we are the foundation. This generation, it is up to us to take care of this planet. It is our only home. We must globally warm our hearts and change the climate of our souls and realize that we are not apart from nature, we are a part of nature. And to betray nature is to betray us. To save nature is to save us. Because whatever you're fighting for, racism or poverty, feminism, gay rights, or any type of equality, it won't matter in the least. Because if we don't all work together to save the environment, we will be equally extinct. Sorry. Hey guys, for the past several weeks, I've been here in Africa, the heart of Africa, witnessing the horrific destruction of the rainforest, which inspired me to write this piece. Why are forests being destroyed at such an enormous rate? For this. Today we live in a world where destroying trees makes you money. So what can we, normal people, do about it? One way to directly fight the destruction is to stand for trees. By standing for trees, not only can you save the lives of trees, help forest communities, and protect the rights of animals to live in their homes, but you will also balance the amount of pollution that you yourself give off with your everyday activities, making you a part of the solution and not the problem. This is the option that I chose. But whatever way that you choose to stand for trees, do it. Because a wise man once said, when the rivers are all dried up and the trees cut down, man will then realize that he will not be able to eat money.